Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the most famous composers in history, was born on December 16, 1770, in Bonn, Germany. His music is still loved and performed all over the world today. Beethoven's early life was difficult. His father, Johann van Beethoven, was a singer in the local chapel choir and also a music teacher. Johann saw that young Ludwig had a special talent for music. He wanted Ludwig to be a new child prodigy like Mozart. So he started teaching Ludwig to play the piano and violin at a very young age, often late at night. This training was very strict and sometimes harsh. Ludwig also had to help support his family from a young age because his father sometimes had problems with alcohol. Even with these challenges, it was clear that music was his destiny. Beethoven's formal education was not extensive beyond music. He did not go to a regular school for very long. Instead, he focused intensely on music. He learned to play several instruments, including the organ and viola, and also studied composition. One important teacher for him in Bonn was Christian Gottlob Neff, who taught him about composition and helped him publish his first pieces. Neff also introduced Beethoven to the works of great composers like J.S. Bach, which greatly influenced him. In 1787, at the age of 17, Beethoven traveled to Vienna, a very important music city, hoping to study with Mozart. However, he had to return to Bonn soon after because his mother became ill. After his mother's death, Beethoven became responsible for his younger brothers. In 1792, he moved to Vienna permanently and began studying with Joseph Haydn, another very famous composer of that time. Beethoven's career as a composer and pianist truly blossomed in Vienna. He quickly gained a reputation as an amazing piano player, known for his powerful and emotional performances. He also started composing many pieces, including piano sonatas, string quartets, and symphonies. His music was different from what came before. It was more dramatic, more emotional, and often much longer. He pushed the boundaries of music. Some of his most famous works include his 9 symphonies, especially Symphony No. 3, Eroica, Symphony No. 5, with its famous Fate motif, and the Grand Symphony No. 9, Choral, which includes the Ode to Joy. He also composed many famous piano pieces, like Fiorelise and the Moonlight Sonata, and beautiful concertos and opera Fidelio. Despite his growing fame, a terrible personal tragedy began to affect his career. He started to lose his hearing. This was devastating for a musician. By 1818, he was almost completely deaf, making it impossible for him to perform publicly. However, he continued to compose, creating some of his greatest works in his later years, relying on special hearing aids and conversation books to communicate. In his personal life, Beethoven was a complex man. He was known for being intense, passionate, and sometimes moody. He never married, although he fell in love many times, and some of his letters suggest deep emotional connections. He valued freedom and brotherhood, which can be heard in the grand themes of his symphonies, especially the Ninth. Despite his personal struggles, including his deafness and health problems, he remained dedicated to his art. He wrote about his despair in a famous document called the Heiligenstadt Testament, but also expressed his determination to continue living for his art. He was a deeply human figure, full of both genius and everyday challenges. Ludwig van Beethoven died on March 26, 1827, in Vienna. His legacy is immense. He is considered one of the most important figures in the history of classical music, bridging the classical and romantic periods. His music is still performed in concert halls around the world every day. He changed the way composers thought about music, making it more personal and expressive. His struggles with deafness did not stop him. Instead, they made his achievements even more inspiring. Beethoven showed the world that even in the face of great difficulty, the human spirit can create beauty and joy that lasts forever. His influence can be heard in countless composers who came after him, and his masterpieces continue to move and inspire listeners of all ages.
If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more.